What's up guys, Avxry here bringing you another pros and cons video, and this is the first one for Revelations. Now if you didn't know, I have a series called Pros and Cons, and I have it for every wonder weapon or alternate ammo going on my channel for Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies. Now with the first one for Revelations, and we're doing the Thundergun. We get over 250 likes on the last video. Let's try to at least get 200 on this one. But I also asked you guys on Twitter and also the COD Zombies Reddit section, what are the pros and cons of these weapons, and we got a compiled list, so let's get into it. Starting off with our first con, we actually have it kills boss zombies with a few shots, which is very true, because in the early rounds for Marg was obviously it's one Thundergun shot for each head, and then you also have the 3 shots for the Panzers. Now, on higher rounds, it's going to take about 4 to 5 shots, depending on how high you go, but also if you don't understand that you can use your shield, then you're kind of just not using your noggin. But anyway, moving on to the second pro, we have infinite damage. Now, this is actually very beneficial for any wonder weapon, because there are multiple wonder weapons on this map. The Thundergun actually does give infinite damage, but there's also a con that goes along with this, which I'll discuss in later on in the video. So then we also have the third pro, which it clears the hordes of zombies. So say if you're going down tight corridors and you basically need to just get by, you could just shoot this and then plow them down. This is definitely beneficial, because if you ever get caught in that situation where you're going to try to revive someone, and then all of a sudden, there's a horde of zombies that just pile out of nowhere because you're the last guy alive, and you just shoot the Thundergun. You'll be able to get to the guy and revive him, especially if you need to clear it out or create some distance between you and zombies while reviving a player. Now moving on to our final pro, which is actually decent mobility. Now, as this being a very thick wonder weapon, I honestly feel like that it should have been a little bit heavier, or you run a little bit slower. Now when I play zombies, I love having, like, I guess it's a little bit of lightweight to me, because the Apothecary Servant, you seem to run a little bit slower unless it's just the animation, but again, having the Thundergun and running with it if you don't have stamina up is pretty good to go revive someone. Now moving on to the cons, which are actually kind of more my favorite for this episode, due to the fact that they're more interesting, because the pros we already knew. But moving on to the first con, we have the inability to reload. Now if you guys haven't noticed, when we actually use the Thundergun, you can't reload mid-mag due to the fact that the huge pancake looking thing is just kind of just there. You can't reload just one shot. You have to shoot every shot in order for the weapon to reload. So again, if you have a max ammo, you must unload your whole gun in order to do so. And I feel like that's kind of odd, but that's just the design of the weapon. Moving on to our second con, we have the sensitive trigger. Now this actually kind of annoyed people due to the fact that it's a sensitive trigger. Like, you're wasting shots with this, and people were saying it's the design of it, or it's when you're lagging. Now I'm not really too sure with it, but it was like this in Kino der Toten, which I'm kind of confused about. So maybe the design, but why would they have, if you're panicking, you're gonna basically shoot 2 little Thundergun shots. I can't even think of the word right there, and it's just unfortunate, because honestly, like, why would you need to shoot 2 Thundergun shots if you're just gonna shoot 1, because you're already clearing out the horde? But anyway, moving on to our third con, we have the weapon switch is kind of slow. Now this is really bad if you're trying to pull out the weapon and just kind of get a quick clear out of the zombies, or if you're trapped in a corner. Pulling out this weapon takes quite some time, because it has to like settle in your hand and then you're able to shoot, which kind of eliminates a time where you could get hit or maybe swiped by 2 or 3 zombies and then instantly go down right after you pull out the weapon. So that's one huge downfall with that con. Now our final con is actually the poor range. Now, as I was saying before, it does have infinite damage, but the range is kind of where it comes into play when you get to higher rounds. So you may kill the front line of the zombie all the way to the backs when you're doing a zombie horde or just training them up. The front line to the back will get completely obliterated when you're on lower rounds. But when you get to higher rounds, basically like the really high rounds, when you have a horde and you shoot a Thundergun shot, then the front and middle line, mostly they'll die, but the back line will get pushed back, and usually when zombies are on the ground, it is pretty tough and difficult to maneuver around them. But anyway guys, that's it for this Thundergun, or my first Revelations pros and cons. I also do the alternate ammos, as I said before. So if you guys want to see more, comment down below what you want to see more. If you did enjoy the video, definitely drop a like. Let's try to break that 200 like goal for this video. But guys, my name is Avxry, and I'm out.